risen from the ashes to school the masses. Yeah, I know. I added a special effect there.
Very, very creepy, very Halloween-esque. Too bad it's 3 months past.
Oh, yeah, it's 3 months past. But remember, our symbol is a phoenix. Fire. From brimstone.
Very true.
So, I kind of have to add the little sound effect at least once on this show.
I'll forgive you this time.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 146 of the Scholars of Wrestling Show. This is Scholar Tarek. Alongside me, criticizing my fire effects, is Scholar Brian.
It's what I do. What's up, people? Just another week. I've a very exciting week after what happened on Sunday.
The road to WrestleMania definitely has begun, and my God, it has just been a very tiresome week in many aspects.
I hear that.
There's one big bump in the road on that road to WrestleMania, so that's a good little intro there to go ahead and peek behind the curtain and check in on a little
Backstage news. Recurring injury, man.
Yeah, pretty much. It's sad to hear that on Raw this past Monday, poor Seth Rollins tore his MCL and the knee that he injured his ACL.
Being taken down for a sleeper for the Kachima clutch. Is that it?
Yeah, from a main roster debuting Samoa Joe.
Yes, it would have been nice if we could have just had that as a talking point because, hey, Samoa Joe, we knew that he was going to debut at some point this week. And I was surprised that it wasn't in a match that we'll be talking about later on in the show. But when it did happen, he came out and just was beating one of the best beatdowns that I've seen in the last year or so. And then he goes to put him in the Kachima clutch, and Seth Rollins goes down wrong. You can see,
you could see him twisting around.
Yeah,
and then next thing you know, he just caves in and just collapses on the floor.
And you can see Samoa Joe asking, "Are you all right?"
And Seth Rollins replies, going, "I hope so."
Yeah, well, I'm sorry, but it turns out not the case. Torn MCL, out possibly 8 weeks, which really puts his chances of being in that WrestleMania match against either Samoa Joe or Triple H pretty much out of the question, because I don't think the WWE is going to want his first match back to have the pressure of being WrestleMania caliber.
It's sad to say he probably won't have that John Cena miracle juice.
And this will be the second WrestleMania in a row that he misses.
Here's the thing. Match-wise, yes, he'll probably most likely miss, which, in all honesty, he really should. He doesn't want to risk any more severe injury on his knee.
Because that knee is already going to be messed up enough, because it's the same knee that he did. That knee, you're always going to have to be careful with it now, because once you injure it, it's going to reoccur. And people are jumping on the Samoa Joe is reckless bandwagon because of Tyson Kidd and now Seth Rollins, and it's like,
this really wasn't Joe's fault.
No, Seth Rollins didn't go with the hold correctly, and on his way down he twisted his knee. It's a freak accident. Anything can happen. And with a muscle buster, it does exactly what it says it's going to do. So that move, there's always a risk of what happened to Tyson Kidd happening. Okay, but it's sad that the debut of Samoa Joe in the WWE in a main event caliber feud is now, we now have to talk about this instead. A freak accident, Seth Rollins out 8 weeks, most likely missing WrestleMania for the second year in a row.
Well, I'm gonna go back to what I was trying to say before. He may not be in a match, but I do see him showing up.
I can see that because
they're still trying to set up a match for Triple H
I
at
still
Mania.
see Triple H having a match. Like like, think about this, okay? Triple H didn't want Seth Rollins injured out for WrestleMania. He wanted him to show up at WrestleMania and beat him. Okay, so now he's got to turn on Samoa Joe. And we get Samoa Joe versus Triple H. That would be cool, because the alternative is, the rumor going around today is that they're going to take Shane McMahon out of the AJ Styles match and they're going to insert him into the Triple H match. So it's like, that I do not want.
Wait, say that one again?
I read it today. Okay. One of the people who they were throwing around when they were looking at ideas for a match against Triple H at WrestleMania was Shane McMahon.
Oh no way.
And I was like, no, the best way to run with this right now is Samoa Joe went a little too overboard with the instructions that Triple H gave him. Triple H is now pissed, and now you just the last minute of that segment, you have a WrestleMania caliber feud between Samoa Joe and Triple H.
What I would like to see it as is not just the fact that Triple H will say he wanted to take out Seth Rollins, but him trying to control Samoa Joe, which is something that cannot be controlled. Him being an unstoppable beast, and it's just like, oh, what have I done? I gotta stop this before this disease spread, which is the powerful Samoa Joe.
Yeah, and so here you go. There's your story.
And then whoever wins that match, it doesn't matter who it is, whoever wins, all of a sudden the person's celebrating.
Out.
The next thing you know, you hear Seth Rollins' music playing, and then he just completely takes both of them out. Mm-hmm. No matter who the winner is, Seth Rollins is taking them both out. He'll get a WrestleMania moment. He'll get his revenge. He'll come back, not be risking his knee, and he'll have his WrestleMania moment.
Yep. So, get well soon. Seth Rollins. Sucks that this happens.
It really does suck, because he was real. That promo. I guess there isn't really much to talk about.
Both promos, Seth Rollins and Triple H, they both were on fire in their promos on Raw, and like Seth Rollins bringing up the kids.
Oh, him being a man, he has nothing left to lose with Stephanie.
Triple H being like, I gave you the reins, and you went and got injured on me? Bullshit. So, basically. And so it's like that would have been like a really interesting feud and progression of a storyline going into WrestleMania, and now we can't really see that anymore.
It sucks. It really does. That
so
was actually the one feud I was really looking forward to in this build to WrestleMania.
So now they're scrambling. They don't know what they're gonna do. We'll have to see how it.
I really hope Samoa Joe doesn't really get, I guess, punished.
I don't think he will. It's just a question of where he goes from here, because he was brought up to feud with Seth Rollins, and where did Seth? You can still ship him over to SmackDown and have the match with John Cena that they were talking about. Mm-hmm. Even though that apparently is a rumored WrestleMania 33 card came out today, and let's just say it makes last year's look like WrestleMania. Looks like WrestleMania 30. That's it. That's it. Let's put it that way.
This is definitely going to be one really, really bizarre WrestleMania. Because they're just... Normally around this time, we know what the card is going to be. We have no idea. Now, especially with Seth Rollins and Triple H out.
Yeah, you know that Goldberg versus Lesnar is going to happen, but will it be for a title? Will it just be for...
shits and giggles?
Will it just be for
a grudge
revenge,
match.
A grudge match, a tiebreaker type match?
Even though there is no more tiebreaker. He gave up his tiebreaker when he lost... when Brock lost again at Survivor Series.
He only lost once.
Twice.
Brock Lesnar beat Goldberg at WrestleMania.
No, he didn't.
No, he didn't. My bad.
No, there is no tiebreaker.
Okay. So now it's a Rock Austin kind of situation.
It's just, yeah, pretty much. Because they say one final match. There is no going to be, like, let's even this out.
Yeah, so you see how my brain is fried from this week. Because... that's a simple one. I should have known that Goldberg beat Lesnar because we harp on that match all the time. So, but
it's
whatever.
okay. Like I said, it's been a very, very tiresome week. Trust me, I'm tired too. You could hear it in our voices right now. Him not feeling so well, me being tired as shit.
And now you've got the talks being about Reigns and the Undertaker.
I don't even want to talk about that.
Yeah.
I heard about that today. I don't want to talk about it because I hate it.
Like you're making me uninterested in a possible Bray Wyatt Randy Orton WWE title match for WrestleMania because everything around it, other than Jericho Owens, which we know is gonna happen, it's everything other than that. It's like, what the hell is going on? Why are they doing this? Because a rumored match is John Cena and Nikki Bella versus The Miz
and Maurice.
Yeah. It's like, where did that come from?
This whole WrestleMania is gonna be one big mess because they have no idea what the hell they're gonna do. But you know what? The road to WrestleMania has still begun. Let's start it off. Let's go back to the starting point because this is the episode where we're going to be talking about the Royal Rumble.
It's officially begun. The Royal Rumble has come. The Royal Rumble has went. Some people like it. Some people hate it.
And some
a lot of us are in between.
And a lot of us are in between, including this scholar right here. I don't know about you, but I am very in between with this event.
With the actual matches, I'm like, this is actually good stuff, and then the Royal Rumble match hits, and we'll talk about that when the time comes.
But let's start with the only real match to talk about with the pre-show because that actually meant something. Is the Club defeating Cesaro and Sheamus for the Raw Tag Team Championship. So Cesaro and Sheamus were nothing more than transitional champions to another set of transitional champions for whoever the Club is going to face at WrestleMania. Most likely Enzo and Cass. Exactly. Because with Enzo and Cass ending their feud with Rusev and Jinder Mahal. But yeah, when it comes to the Club beating Cesaro and Sheamus, okay.
It's one of those, it's nice that it actually happened, but once again, is it too little, too late? It's one of those, I can't get invested in the Club because of how much you murdered their characters in the last year. It's
not even just that with me. It's just like because it's on the pre-show, it didn't have that big match vibe. And with them actually they won. No. There actually was no real shenanigans really, other than
Sheamus did another. It was basically Raw.
Except this time they had a second referee.
They had a second referee, and it was just it wasn't overturned as it was on Raw. So it's like I've seen this.
Yeah, they pretty much just did a repeat, except this time they actually added a second referee, so there was no there wouldn't be any definitive decision.
Yeah,
or a questionable decision.
The club finally wins on pay-per-view, so I can start putting them. I can start predicting them again. Because you know my thing, I wasn't gonna predict the club to win any match until they showed me that they could win on a pay-per-view event. Pre-show counts, okay? As much as we like to act that the pre-show doesn't count as the pay-per-view, it really does. So now I can start predicting the club again, but I'm not going to because I know that they're gonna lose at WrestleMania.
Well, they still have Fastlane, so whoever Cesaro and Sheamus may get their rematch at Fastlane,
and that'll probably turn into Cesaro and Sheamus finally turning on each other, so that they can blow off their whole storyline at WrestleMania or on the pre-show of WrestleMania or whatever.
It's such a disappointing thing to think about. Both former World Heavyweight Champion and Sheamus, I wish Cesaro, and an up-and-coming megastar, in my opinion, because you know how big my penis gets for him, and Cesaro. I'll just keep saying it like now. Cesaro's a sexy man. Them having a one-on-one blow-off to finally, I guess, quote-unquote, end their best of seven, to really end their best of seven from a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Do we really want to see that? I guess that's the real question I really have to ask.
Here's my deal. Okay, the last match was so good. It was so hard-hitting. And so it's like, yeah, I would like to see it again on a big stage like WrestleMania. The question is, okay, this has been drawn out.
I guess they have to add a stipulation for me to really be invested.
Like maybe a last man standing.
I was going to say Iron Man match to go in with their best of seven. Like a 30-minute.
I'm not going to go Iron Man because they showed with that last match the way they hit each other. That was a 15-minute match. And they were both dead at the end of it. So I don't want to see a 30-minute Iron Man. That is a perfect situation for a last man standing.
I don't know.
It's a perfect situation for a last man standing match because let's face it, neither of them were standing at the end of that seventh match. Neither of them were standing. They were both so messed up that the referees had to end it.
I guess.
Okay, so it's like, why not blow it off in a last man standing match?
Either one of those two would help me sleep at night. I just hope it wouldn't be on the pre-show, but that's the type of match where it most likely will. And hopefully this will be the last pre-show match for Cesaro. And then move him to SmackDown and actually be a legit star instead of just a time waster.
The draft is coming soon, so I'm pretty sure the draft is coming after WrestleMania. So maybe Cesaro goes to SmackDown and Dean comes to Raw. And Ambrose comes to Raw, so you can have that Shield reunion that everybody seems to want. And hey,
and don't seem to realize that it's already happened.
No, I mean like legit full time.
They're together in my opinion. They're already together. It's being on different shows doesn't mean shit. At least to me. All right, moving on. Let's move on to the main show with the opening match, which I actually kind of was a little surprised that this opened the show.
I really thought they were going to go with the Cruiserweight match. Because normally it's something to get you into the show. To get you pumped into the show. High-paced, fast-paced kind of deal. So it's like that with the matches on the card, I was certain that the Cruiserweight title was going to curtain jerk. But then Bayley's music hits, and it's like, oh, really? Okay.
And I must say, this actually was the weakest match of the whole event for me.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It didn't have anything.
It wasn't bad. It was technically sound, which you can say about almost every Charlotte match. But it was also it's the same thing that I've been saying. Yeah, Bayley gets a moment to show some edge there at the beginning of the match, but then you get typical
Charlotte comeback.
I like that it was clean.
I like that it was clean too, but now it just takes the weight. Like,
but it's also like we said. Okay, it's like she had to win via shenanigans. She just took all the wind out of Bayley's sails, and it's like, okay, Charlotte just beat Bayley handily.
Now what?
And
does
Bayley really deserve another championship match? Which is
not a one-on-one. Which I think they're going to go fatal 4-way with Nia Jax and Sasha Banks
at WrestleMania.
But
what are they going to do at Fastlane? Are they going to give a one-on-one again? And at that point, what do? Because it's like,
I could see
you can't have Charlotte beat her clean again.
The only thing I could think of is just throw a triple threat, Bayley and Nia Jax.
But just Charlotte beating Bayley clean, okay? The booking decisions of this pay-per-view were weird in most matches. Okay, Charlotte beating Bayley clean as a whistle, no outside interference, no nothing, just a natural selection on the apron, 3 count. Okay.
Are they just saving this big epic thing for Bayley at WrestleMania?
Because now I'm thinking with that it's not going to happen, because it's one of those, she just got beat handily. Like she was nothing. And then she gets the pinfall on Raw, and it's like, okay, so this is still going on. Why? It's one thing if there's shenanigans, but it's another thing for the heel to just win.
Well, we also have been saying that there hasn't been any real dominant heels in WWE for a while. At least Charlotte's actually, filling that void.
Yeah, very true. At the expense of...
Like, she's pulling a mixture of both the cowardly heel and the dominant heel. Like...
But the WWE now has to decide who's gonna dethrone her for good. And in order to do that, if Bayley is your woman, you just took the wind out of her sails. Like
now it looks like the only way for someone to win is if it's a multi-person match. Charlotte can't lose one-on-one, apparently, at least on a pay-per-view.
Yeah, so we'll see where it goes from here. But it was technically sound. It was good in that way, but the booking decision here is just weird. So middle of the road.
This was like a Raw match to me. It didn't feel like a big pay-per-view, especially before one of the big four with the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, and what, it got like 7-8 minutes,
maybe. So, it was a very short match. So once again, it's back to our argument. It just took the wind out of Bayley's sails for even having it that quick. Like I said, the Raw Women's Division is in such a mess right now. Well,
it's very stale.
It's kind of hard when you don't really have a division when it's just 4 women.
Yeah.
Because Alicia Fox, thank God she's not in the title picture, but her thing is going with the cruiserweights. And then that's it. That's your women's division on Raw.
No.
Your favorite female wrestler, Dana Brooke, is nowhere to be found.
Good. Good Lord.
I keep having to know she's your favorite she's your favorite female.
Shut up.
I'm just doing it just because I love to see you react to it. Alright, moving on. Let's go to the Shark Cage. Let's try and sell our Shark Cage toy match with the Universal Champion Kevin Owens successfully defending against everyone's favorite person to hate, Roman Reigns.
I'll put this out there right now. I enjoyed this.
I enjoyed this a lot.
Match. Like this, I knew that a certain match was going to be my match of the night, but this came close. This actually came close to beating it. Okay, the only thing I can't give it full marks. The only reason I can't give it full marks is, once again, okay, Roman Reigns, you got a kick out of everything.
He did, didn't he?
Everything. Until Braun came out and destroyed him. That was amazing. And it's also, one thing you could say about these matches is they're very predictable. The person who sets up weapons, okay, the Tower of Chairs, Kevin setting them up, being so proud of himself. You knew for a fact, the moment he set them up, that he was going to be the one to go through them. Roman Reigns setting up both tables, one on the outside, one in the corner. You knew for a fact that Roman Reigns was going through both of those tables.
And when you know, he did.
So it's like, the match is good, but it's predictable. And Roman Reigns kicking out of everything under the sun.
You just are just trying. They're trying so hard to make him the most hated guy right now. Seriously, it has to take a big guy like Braun Strowman to take out the quote quote big dog in Roman Reigns. Like, what?
Yeah, let's face it. Okay, Kevin Owens' title run, okay, has been a failure in that respect.
Every single title defense.
Every single title
had
defense.
outside interference.
He cannot beat the person without help. Okay, it's been shown against Seth Rollins. It's been shown against Roman Reigns. He doesn't have a chance against Goldberg if that's what's
it's been shown against. That's it. That's all his title feud has been going for.
Rollins, Reigns, and now he's most likely going to face Goldberg at Fastlane, and he's going to get destroyed. That's it, because Goldberg isn't here to do long matches.
He's here to do Goldberg squash.
He's here to do Goldberg smash. That's it. That's what he's here to do. So enjoy your Kevin Owens title run while it lasts. It's only got about 3 weeks left.
Sadly. Sad but true.
But, of course, the star of the match is Chris Jericho and his reactions from the shark cage. And you knew that he was going to try to help. So when he pulled out the brass knuckles, you were like, okay.
Oh, we knew he was throwing something from that cage.
Yeah. And, of course, it didn't work because Roman Reigns. Because,
Roman Reigns has to be the new Superman.
But the match itself is good. Okay, the only thing that brings it down for me is what we said. Okay, once again, Kevin Owens can't win clean and can't beat anyone cleanly. And once again, Roman Reigns kicks out of everything under the sun.
And unfortunately, that's not the last we're going to be talking about Roman Reigns.
And the predictability of the spots in the match. Like, you knew what was going to come down the line when they set up those spots.
Mm-hmm. And I guess now we can move on to, the Cruiserweight match, which turned out to be the P-Break match. Sadly enough, because actually this one was actually a pretty good.
It was good.
It was one of the best cruiserweight matches they brought since bringing in the cruiserweight division.
And there's one reason for that, and one reason for that only, and that is the king of the cruiserweights. Neville should have been the face of this division from the start. Okay, once it came on Raw, the first person you should have seen was Neville, and he's showing you why right now. Okay, he's been in the WWE for 2 years now. Okay, and he's now finally showcasing a character that I can get behind.
There's really nothing wrong with his superhero gimmick. It's just they weren't doing anything with it. It was just there.
And now that he's finally snapped and went back to the badass that he was in NXT.
And they gave him a microphone.
They gave him a microphone. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, once they gave him the microphone, it was smooth sailing for him. When he came in as the superhero, I liked the gimmick. It's just like I said. It's like I said, they weren't doing anything with it.
And let me say this. Okay, last week I was talking mad shit about Rich Swann. Okay, you want to know what makes Rich Swann better? 15 minutes in the ring with Neville. Okay, because I saw exactly what I wanted to see out of Rich Swann in that match at the Royal Rumble and the night after.
Well, I told you
on Raw.
I told you, Brian. Just give it time.
It's like Neville is a miracle worker. He really is, and he's gonna be on top of this division for a very long time. I can see this being a very long title reign.
You think he?
And it should.
Okay,
be.
Here's a scholar's quick talk for you. It actually just popped into my head right now. Do you see him taking the Gilbert Light Heavyweight Championship reign? Shit, I even forgot how long it was. I just remember it was the longest reign, and then it just all of a sudden ended with Christian.
I don't want to think about Gilbert. I'm pretending that never happened.
Okay, I'm gonna look it up later because I knew Gilbert had a very, 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 very long light heavyweight title reign.
Yeah, but I think that Neville can hold it for a year.
I think he can hold it. Yeah, I think he can hold it longer.
It's one of those things where this gimmick, I would be glad to see it. And then when you have that person who can finally come in and beat Neville, it will put the cruiserweight division over huge. It'll put that person over huge. And then you can have opportunities higher up in the card for the cruiserweights.
As long as it's not TJ Perkins.
No, it won't be. It'll probably be Cedric Alexander.
Maybe.
At some point. Or somebody new that they bring. Maybe give Tyler Bate a year in NXT. Okay, and then next year's WrestleMania he comes in and beats Neville. Because I mean, you want to put him over huge. He won the UK Championship. He won that tournament. Now he's in NXT doing matches. So they obviously want him
around more
in the fold.
Mm-hmm.
So build him up, have him come in, and you have the 20-year-old at that point. You have the 20-year-old UK guy going up against Neville, the king of the cruiserweight division, and boom, recipe for success right there.
That actually would be a fun match to see, Neville versus Tyler Bate.
But yeah, the correct result. Okay, the match was good. Okay, it showed how destructive that submission of Neville's can really be. Because he's probably going to be going into that more, because you don't want a crowd-pleasing move like the Red Arrow to be your finisher when you're a heel, and you don't want people to be on your side, but everyone's going to want to see. That's what it's called, right? The Red Arrow?
The Red Arrow, yep.
Yeah.
He tagged with the Green Arrow, come on.
I'm an idiot, you know this.
Also, your brain is fried.
Yeah.
I could smell it.
So him getting a new submission hold and using that as a finisher, smart.
Swann sold that.
Swann sold it like his chest was ripping apart.
He really did.
And so this was really good. My expectations were met, and that's all I can ask for.
All right, let's move on to, hands down, the match of the night, where John Cena finally did it, rolling the eyes, and also giving a thumbs up, and becoming the 16-time world champion by defeating AJ Styles for the WWE Championship.
I like the story behind this match more than the match itself.
Mm-hmm.
And the match itself is awesome.
Oh, it was totally amazing.
The story behind the last 5 minutes of this match, where the match itself, up to that point, was going exactly the same as SummerSlam. Exactly. To a T.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, AJ Styles kicks out of the top rope attitude adjustment. So at that point is when the match that it the match when that happened, it changed completely from the SummerSlam match, and Cena basically went, no, hell no, this isn't happening again. So when Styles goes for the phenomenal forearm, and Cena ducks and hits 2 attitude adjustments. I have never seen this. Just hits the attitude adjustment, keeps him in his arms, rolls over, gets back up, does it again. I'm like, okay, that's something new. I like that.
Well, he didn't reverse it. He just he hit.
No, he ducked.
No, he didn't. Styles hit the Styles Clash. He went up to set up for the phenomenal forearm, and right when he was on the ropes, Cena got up and caught him.
Okay. and did the attitude adjustment,
and then
did not let go, rolled, got back up, and hit it again. I was like, that is how. If you want to have a different finish, and it shows that Cena took the time when he was out to study, to go behind the tape of that SummerSlam match and study AJ Styles. So the story behind that is AJ Styles beats John Cena clean twice. John Cena goes off to quote unquote lick his wounds.
And host a reality
show. Take the time to host a reality show and lick his wounds. He comes back all full of piss and vinegar, talking mad shit, saying that nobody's on his level, including the champion. The champion's like, I've beat you twice, I'll do it again. I'll prove it to you. I've beat you clean twice in a row. I beat you the time before that dirty. And I'm going to prove that you're nothing like what you used to be. You are not a wrestler. You're not better than me. You never will be. John Cena shows in that moment at the end, I might not be a better wrestler than you, but I do know how to study footage, and I know what you're going to do. So
more like
he hit the Styles Clash. He did the same thing at the end of the SummerSlam match. He hit the Styles Clash, phenomenal forearm, 3 count after the top rope attitude adjustment.
It's more like yeah, you may be the better wrestler, but I do deserve to be here.
Yeah,
that type. That's more like
I do deserve to be here, and I'm gonna show you how. I studied the ending to that SummerSlam match. You hit me with the Styles Clash. You didn't go for the pin, which means I know what you're doing right now. Which showed when he took too long to set up for the phenomenal forearm. John Cena gets up, grabs him, hits him with the attitude adjustment. John Cena knows he's gonna kick out of that again, so he's like, nah, rolls over, hits the attitude adjustment again, 3 count.
What I really like about it is that it really doesn't hurt AJ Styles.
It doesn't.
The man took 3 attitude adjustments. One of them was a super attitude adjustment to lose.
It does not hurt AJ Styles at all because John Cena had to pull out everything in his arsenal. We saw a couple new moves in that match. It's like he had to pull out everything to beat AJ Styles.
I like that Cena actually praised AJ Styles.
Yeah, he's like, I know what I said last week, but let's face it, okay? AJ Styles makes me a better wrestler.
and that could be a good, I guess, really quote, passing the torch of being one of the top faces once John Cena actually does.
Now you can go off and face Shane McMahon at WrestleMania.
Who, AJ?
That's what they're saying.
Well, from what I'm reading, one of the big things they're actually wanting to do is have Dean Ambrose and AJ Styles fight for the IC title at Mania.
That was a thought. But
That's actually
they were
especially since they were at house shows. AJ Styles actually taunts with the Intercontinental Championship.
Yeah, that's what they're doing. That's a possible plan. The other possible they really want Shane McMahon to have a match at WrestleMania, and the one that they've been touting for the last couple weeks is
Tout's
AJ
still
Styles.
a thing?
God damn it! You know that's an actual word, right?
Yes, I do, but I'm fucking with you. Come on, your reaction was priceless. You were just like, Come on, you really... Come on, that was brilliant.
So, it's...
Yeah, he's like, I'm going to move past you, you asshole.
Yeah. Do I want to see Styles McMahon? Not really, but...
What's the point?
Do I really want to see Styles Ambrose again? Not really. So it's one of those... It's probably going to turn out to be a multi-man match for the Intercontinental title because it always
sick
is.
Of multi-man matches.
As much as you're sick of it, it always is for the.
It's a cheap
WrestleMania.
It's so cheap though.
He just gets mad at multi-man matches because that's how you get Zack Ryder winning the Intercontinental Championship at a WrestleMania.
Okay, that was your revenge on me calling out your touting, you asshole.
He doesn't like multi-man matches because that's how you get Zack Ryder winning the title at WrestleMania.
Shut the hell up.
But it's I've seen AJ Styles versus Dean Ambrose since September. Ongoing, all the time. It's like it's another one of those. Okay, the feud's done. Move on. Find something new. Okay, the AJ Styles versus Dean Ambrose again at WrestleMania. I don't know, man. I don't know if I'd want to see it. I don't know if I'd want to see Styles McMahon. But it's like at this point, give them both something new to focus on.
Alright, I guess nothing else more to say. Then congratulations to John Cena tying Ric Flair.
Match of the year.
So far
for WWE products. Yes, I'm including NXT.
Now let's go on to the big match itself. Let's talk about the Royal Rumble match.
And here's where this card kind of...
And this not just the card, the event.
This is where it kind of fell apart. For me, the booking of this match was weird, man.
You're just saying that because you got 2 points on the damn
Royal
Rumble game.
I'm even if there was no Royal Rumble game involved, the booking of this match was weird. It wasn't bad, like 2015 when you had Big Show and Kane just
taking everyone
out, slow plotting and all that. I was never bored, but I found the placement of superstars coming in to be weird. I found the eliminations to be weird. It was just a weird match.
See, I didn't see it live. I only saw the beginning live. The rest I actually watched after, and it was a very lackluster. I'm not talking about superstar wise. It just felt like there was no real energy in this match until the end. And
the problem, was the booking of the eliminations. The eliminations were too few and far between. You should have staggered the big man entrances. Okay, Braun Strowman comes out at number 8. Number 7 eliminates 7 people. 7, right?
Yeah, he eliminated 7.
Eliminates 7 people. Okay, first big man thing of the match. First multiple throw out. Then Baron Corbin comes in. Baron Corbin's a beast. Okay, and he takes out Braun Strowman like it's nothing. Okay, so it's like, okay, that's the first part of the match set up. Okay, and then you're just kind of sitting around for 20 minutes. The ring's filling up. Nobody's getting eliminated. Everyone seems to be waiting for that Brock Lesnar, for that next person to come in and do all their spots. Braun Bray Wyatt comes out at 21. Okay, the last big elimination was Baron Corbin throwing out Braun Strowman. That was back at 13. Okay, so you're sitting around for about 20 minutes. The ring's filling up. They're just punching people and trying to get people out. Nothing's working. And then Bray Wyatt comes out, does his little offense. You're like, okay, cool. Randy Orton comes out, does his little offense. Okay, cool. No one's being eliminated. Until the New Day all gets thrown out at the same time. Cesaro and Sheamus get thrown out at the same time. Tag teams are getting thrown out all at the same time. And finally, at 26, you get the Brock Lesnar entrance where he starts flinging people around and eliminating people. So it's like, okay, cool. Now the eliminations are going to come by the dozen quickly, and one or two people are going to get them. No. It's still, but Brock Lesnar eliminates 2 people.
I think he eliminated 3.
Well, during that little flurry.
Oh.
Okay. He eliminates Ambrose and Ziggler.
Damn it, Ambrose, not giving me any points in the game.
He eliminates Ambrose and Ziggler. Okay. And then he goes to Suplex City. And F5 and hitting the F5. It's like, okay, you gonna throw some people out? And no, there's still 15 people chilling in the ring.
And destroys Enzo.
Absolutely crushes Enzo.
That was sad.
Yeah, and that made me a sad panda. I like Enzo, okay, but realistically, okay, he is the guy that I would have bought out Ellsworth then.
Yeah,
I would have really bought out the comedic factor. Okay, high comedy would be Ellsworth being 27 in between Goldberg and Lesnar. That would have been high comedy, but they wanted Strowman to kill him again. I'm down for that, but it's cool. But the booking of the eliminations is really what brought this match down, because you had 20 to 30 minutes of downtime in between when everybody gets eliminated. It's like the ring is filling up with people. Nothing's happening. They're waiting for Lesnar, Goldberg, and The Undertaker to come in. And Lesnar, Goldberg, and The Undertaker are 26, 28, and 29. And then you had to do it, WWE. You had to do it.
Everything.
You knew the crowd was going to shit on it. You did it anyway. That's it.
Have they not learned from what's happened in the past? Of course, we're talking about the quote, I guess the real surprise entrance of number 30 had to be Roman Reigns, the man who was just completely destroyed by Braun Strowman.
And I should have known.
Earlier in the night, a man that they were completely focusing on, the fact that he was wrestling with hurt ribs. They were talking about how much his ribs were so damaged. How could he be still moving? And yet he enters the Royal Rumble and eliminates Taker and ends up being
final 2,
being one of the final 2. It's like, what the did he, like the match? Like the earlier match never happened.
He took out 3 big superstars like it was nothing, and he had just been destroyed by Braun Strowman earlier in the night. I should have known that number 30 was going to be Roman Reigns because of how early in the night that match was. They think an hour is enough downtime for Roman Reigns to come back from that beating.
There is nothing.
Okay.
Nothing made sense about this.
He takes out The Undertaker, which immediately pisses me off because it's like, oh God, it's happening. We're getting Reigns versus Taker at WrestleMania. Shit. I was like, I thought Strowman taking out Reigns was like, okay, we're safe. It's going to be Reigns versus Strowman. It's not going to be anything substantial on the WrestleMania card. Fine, we're good. Let's roll. And then he eliminates The Undertaker in the Royal Rumble, and I'm like, oh shit, it's back on. That's it. And then he takes out my pick, Chris Jericho, right after that. Then takes out he's up against the Wyatt family. Okay, and of course, okay, here comes Superman. That's it.
Takes out Bray Wyatt.
Spear They're beating him up. They're beating him up. Okay, they're hitting him with all their stuff. Okay, and here comes the comeback with Superman punches to everybody. And then Bray Wyatt runs at him and he just grabs him by the head and chucks a 300-pound man over the top rope with quote-unquote damaged ribs, barely being able to move.
Tries to spear Randy Orton, reverses it into an RKO.
He does the ooh-ah, and as soon as he did the ooh-ah, I was like...
End it.
Orton's got an RKO out of nowhere. He does. Randy Orton runs over like a turtle with his... like there's a turtle head coming out of his head. You saw that. He's running all clenched and all that. All over. and he stumbles right before he takes out Roman Reigns. And here is what it comes down to for me. Okay. Makes it seem like the WWE believes that the only way that the WWE Universe would be okay with an Orton victory would be if he took out Roman Reigns.
I don't see that logic.
I would because
even if it wasn't
because
Reigns.
a lot of people. I was on Twitter. I was on all that. A lot of people were shitting on Randy Orton winning the Royal Rumble. And then the polls went up and all that. Who would you rather have between Roman Reigns and Randy Orton? Who would you rather win the Royal Rumble match? Unanimous, Randy Orton. So it makes it seem to me like the WWE had that in mind. And it also goes back to the Survivor Series match where it came down to the Wyatt family and Roman Reigns. Are they setting up something between the Wyatt family and Roman Reigns? Because it always comes down to the Wyatt family and Roman Reigns.
Anyone but you, Roman.
And it's always Randy Orton either taking one for the team or coming out of nowhere. The Wyatt family keeps one-upping Roman Reigns.
First Survivor Series, now this? Yeah.
So it's like, are they trying to set something up?
I have no idea.
But then it's like there's talks about Wyatt winning the title and having Bray Wyatt versus Randy Orton. So why are they setting that up when it's likely that the Wyatt family's going to implode within the next month?
Why not just give Bray Wyatt the win?
Yeah.
Honestly, Bray Wyatt can benefit from a Royal Rumble win more than Randy Orton, who's already established as a top star.
Because now it makes it seem like Bray Wyatt's going to be a transitional champion.
Because Wyatt...
He's going to win the Elimination Chamber, and Orton's going to overcome everything at WrestleMania. Unless they swerve us all.
And have Sister Abigail show up.
or just be like, this is a match between brothers. See who the better man is. And we actually have that for once.
Do people...
I don't think that this was a bad Royal Rumble by any means. But, okay, it was weird, man.
It was a mess.
That's
the best way to put it for me. It was a complete mess. And it's mainly because this whole build-up to WrestleMania is a mess.
Yeah, they've got...
Everything about this road is a mess.
They came into it with 3 matches planned. Okay, Big Show versus Shaq. Okay. Celebrity match. Whatever. Don't care. Whatever. Moving on. Brock Lesnar versus Bill Goldberg.
Again.
Cool. Fine.
Hopefully it'll be better than that. Hopefully it'll be better than 20.
Yeah, fine, cool. Triple H versus Seth Rollins. Oh well, right? Yeah.
Whoops.
So it's like they had those 3 matches in mind going to WrestleMania. Everything else scheduled to change. Okay, but it's like, okay, now they're flying by the seat of their pants. Okay, because Seth Rollins got hurt. Okay, they're probably putting the title on Goldberg at Fastlane. Now what are you gonna do with everybody else?
They don't.
Randy Orton randomly wins the Royal Rumble. Okay, you had logical people who could have won the Royal Rumble, but randomly out of nowhere,
literally,
indeed,
pun intended,
Randy Orton wins the Royal Rumble, and it's like,
what? It just makes me scared for the whole fact. The fact of the matter is, I don't see Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton closing Mania.
It's not,
and that's
the other than last year. Okay, the actual Royal Rumble.
That's not true. Since
it's true.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
No, I screwed that up. What you're saying is true. You don't.
Okay.
So it's like that got in my head because I remember 2011. I remember 2012. I remember
the last
2010.
time the Royal Rumble winner was not the main event of WrestleMania was Sheamus, and that was the 18 seconds with Daniel Bryan. Everyone else after that has main evented WrestleMania.
Yeah, but it's one of those. It's not gonna happen because you have Goldberg and Lesnar.
Then what the fuck is the point of the Royal Rumble? What the fuck is the point? The whole point of the Rumble is that you would get the world title match in the main event of WrestleMania.
They've changed it to you'll get a world title match. You're guaranteed a world title match. They say that winning the Royal Rumble will main event.
Pretty much.
If it's not
an Evolution member or Roman Reigns, you're not main eventing WrestleMania.
Yeah. The only reason
Batista, Roman Reigns, Triple H.
It's got a shot is because it's got Randy Orton in it. But you have Goldberg versus Lesnar, okay, and that's gonna be for a main title. Okay, because people can say that Kevin Owens is not going into WrestleMania as a champion. It's not happening. Because you're probably getting Goldberg versus Kevin Owens. Goldberg's going to win the Universal title. And that's going to be the impetus to put it as the main event of WrestleMania.
Then why not have fucking Goldberg or Brock Lesnar or Taker win the Rumble?
Because the WWE are morons. Have we not put that into everyone's heads?
It's just reaching that point where it's just so insulting that they don't even follow their own rules anymore. Like, it's been making me happy. Yes, the results and certain events of the last Rumbles have pissed at me off with everyone else. But one thing they were getting right is that the main event, the final match, was the world title match from that Royal Rumble. And now it looks like they're going to fuck it up again.
Yeah, I guarantee you. Guarantee it. Goldberg versus Lesnar is going to close out WrestleMania.
So what? When it comes to facial hair ratings, what would you give the Royal Rumble?
Going into the Royal Rumble, I had it as a full beard. Coming out of the Royal Rumble match, it's a classic goatee. Because the title match is delivered. The lower card delivered what I wanted it to, other than how Charlotte won. Okay, I had Charlotte winning. I wanted Charlotte to win. I wanted her to win via shenanigans. But I got a Charlotte win and the match was good. I enjoyed everything up until that 20-minute time period in the Royal Rumble where the match was just where they were filling up the ring and the elimination,
nothing was happening.
And nothing was happening. So, I might have even given it a go face because the championship matches were so good. But, okay, just the weirdness of that Royal Rumble, and
the fact that you were thinking of giving it a goat face and now you're dropping it to the classic goatee, that makes it even worse. Like it's such a significant drop.
It was a high full beard possible goat face, because you got a 5-star match from Cena and Styles. You got a 4-star match out of Reigns and Owens. Okay, and the Cruiserweight match delivered. The women's match was technically sound, didn't like what was going on. So it's like, this is a good event so far. I'm enjoying what I'm seeing. I enjoyed the first 13 entrants in the Royal Rumble. I enjoyed what I was seeing. And then you just had boredom, because people were filling up the Royal Rumble. They were just punching and kicking and doing their movesets. No one was going over the top. It felt like filler until the big names came in. And the big names didn't come in until 26, 28, and 29. It's like, you needed to spread that out to make me care. Brock Lesnar should have come in the teens and been dominating, throwing people out at will. Make me care when Goldberg comes in and spears him immediately and tosses him out. Okay? I didn't care, because I've seen it. I saw it in Survivor Series. And Brock Lesnar didn't get enough time to dominate for me to give a shit when Goldberg came in. When Goldberg came in and did what he did. They tried to do it for shock factor. I'm like, I want to give a shit.
They could have done the shock factor if Lesnar stayed in more.
Yeah. Instead, 2 entrants.
Yeah.
And he only eliminated 3 people. It's like, Brock Lesnar should have been a beast. And then Goldberg comes in and snuffs it out and takes it away.
Exactly.
So, and then you can have the shock elimination of the Undertaker just tossing out. I think we said this at Charlie's. You had left. We think that Goldberg was supposed to hang on.
You think so?
I think the Undertaker was supposed to eliminate him, but not at that moment, because you saw he tried to hold on to the top rope, and it looked like he slipped.
I gotta look at that video. I gotta look at that clip again.
But it's
because it seemed natural to me. I guess I gotta look at it again.
And it's like the booking choices were very weird, and it brought the enjoyment level as a whole down for me. I thought it was cool that Randy Orton won, because it gives me hope that we'll see a Wyatt title reign. Even if it's only a month, I want to see Wyatt with the title.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay with me. So the shot of actually getting that is cool. Okay, I don't like how they got there.
I'm not a big.
Booking, the choices that they made in getting to the Randy Orton win were weird for me, and I don't like it when it's weird.
I didn't like that. It was weird. I think you're giving this event more praise than I would. I was just going to give this a low full beard before the Rumble match itself. But when it came to that Rumble, well, at first I was somewhat enjoying it, and then I had to leave, and then I watched the rest of it, and I agree with you. There was a good 20 minutes of nothing, just building up for the end, and the end was very lackluster, and then they decide to throw a middle finger at us again by throwing Roman Reigns in. And they said originally it was supposed to be Finn Balor being number 30 and getting that big pop.
Was that?
That was the original plan. I don't know what. And imagine if Finn Balor was in that position, we're almost winning, and then Randy Orton take that. It actually would have been a very enjoyable ending. But
once again, you have to try.
You have to force Roman Reigns.
And now, okay, the word is they want the Undertaker to pass the torch to Roman Reigns. And
I don't want to talk about that.
No.
So it actually
and Roman Reigns saying this is my yard to the Undertaker, it's a slap in the face.
Well, the commentators really. I don't remember Roman Reigns saying it's my yard. I remember the commentators.
No,
talking about it.
I read the lips. Right. Roman Reigns said it.
To hell with you, Roman Reigns. But yeah, I'm gonna give this a very low, borderline peach fuzz, classic goatee.
Yeah, it's definitely it had potential. You heard how we were excited, how excited we were last week going into it, but
I think it's
the
just
title matches. The title matches delivered.
It's because we were excited about the Royal Rumble game.
Yeah,
that's it. Which we kind of have to give our congratulations to first-time Royal Rumble game participant, Season Schaefer, Scholar Jeff's girl, winning her first Royal Rumble game. Good.
The spouses do very well.
They really do
in these games. Michelle won, right?
Michelle and I tied one, so we both tied for first place.
Yeah, so it's the spouses have shown that they have better luck picking the numbers.
And when it came to the Royal Rumble predictions, or when it came to the prediction show itself, I guess
it's a clean sweep because we got Scholar Jeff.
Scholar Jeff took this one with 12 points.
Scholar Jeff wins the Scholars game, and his girlfriend wins the Royal Rumble game, which means you get a slam crate.
Lucky you, Season. Lucky you. But who cares? She's gonna give it to Jeff.
Yeah.
God damn it. Ha 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 ha. Good for you, fool.
The joke's on us.
Apparently so. But yeah, that's what we thought of the Royal Rumble. We want to now know what you thought of the Royal Rumble. Be sure to leave a comment on this video. Tell us what you thought of the Rumble. Were we over-exaggerating on certain things, or were we spot on? We want to know. Be sure, if you like what you hear, be sure to subscribe to our channel. Be sure to find us on Facebook, the Scholars of Wrestling Show. And if you want, you can find us on our Twitter machines at ScholarsOW. You can find me at the Avataric, and you can find Brian at
Atomic Bean Pole.
And you can find Jeff at I'm Robbie Rage. I'm not going to do the rest of it.
Oh, one word.
Stop it. Don't fill it in for him. Well,
I could have been a complete dick and go apostrophe, no apostrophe, but I didn't.
Hell,
but you brought it out of me.
Hell,
so that's on you.
You even messed that up, and you were just trying to make a joke out of it. So yeah, it doesn't work for anyone. Anyway, let's see where this road to WrestleMania goes, and thank you all for listening in. We are the Scholars of Wrestling, and you have just been schooled. You're welcome.
Royal Rumble bringing me down, man.
There is no spotlight for this one.
No.